because it used to be that you didn't care, and our industry kind of had a bad rap.
Right, because
for
that was in the old days.
Trinkets and trash.
As you know, in 6 or years.
But that's changed. One of our biggest rollouts in the last couple years is the roto clipper, and one of the challenges was that we got some bad reviews because there was a problem with some manufacturing, and it did hurt sales. The bad reviews hurt sales. And all of us in our industry, we're competitors and strategic allies. With every deal, every product, we are both competitors and strategic allies because everybody has a role to play. Our role is testing the product early on. Some companies are good at getting it into stores, some companies are good at the manufacturing. So we partner a lot in our industry and we talk a lot, but we also compete. And so the roto clippers reviews weren't good because the manufacturer's product was flawed, and that did hurt. And so yes, the whole industry recognizes that you have to have a quality product now. You can't get away with a cheap product because the reviews will hurt you on the rollout. So there is a renewed concern about product quality. But at the same time, some inventors will say, oh, that's not enough quality for me. You can make a lot of money on not such an expensive, lower quality item. And then if you want to have another part of your business that's your good quality, more expensive version, you can do that as long as it doesn't compete with the As Seen on TV rollout. You can still have that and sell it in different markets. So that's another option. Other questions?
How old is the Dust Daddy?
It's pretty new. We started testing it about 8 months ago. That's new. Both these are current. They're out in stores now.
But that extra view mirror thing is like, it's like a winner because you really don't see those blind spots. I twice almost got hit coming here.
Yeah.
Because that blind spot.
Oh, right.
So,
I know.
yeah.
I was so surprised by that.
Yeah,
Too hard to install in a car.
that's what it is.
I don't know. I don't know what it was really.
Those are new ones.
These are some of the launch rollouts.
mirror.
Okay, do I have a little more time?
Distortion.
How much time?
Yeah, like 10 more
To
minutes.
make one.
No,
Say again?
I don't need any more time, but are we
How
done?
much more time?
I can say a few more things about this, or I can be done.
10 more minutes.
Okay,
and then
couple of
Q&A.
things. The Windshield Wonder, you know that product? Okay, when we tested it, it's basically a chamois on a stick. These are simple products. It cleans windshields, right? It cleans your sliding glass door, cleans your bathroom mirror. When we did the initial tests, it actually didn't do that well, except for we noticed that automotive, the windshield under your car, it did well. We noticed that there was a spike on that feature. And so we realized that consumers were willing to buy the product for that feature alone. They didn't need to know about all the other things. There's other competing products that solve those other problems. So they bought it for the automobile, but then they used it for all the other things that they knew. So knowing the feature that's the hot button feature is very, very important when you're pitching your product to us, and when you're pitching it to anyone. You want to know what's the one that makes them buy it, and then focus all your energy on that. Be focused. The aquarium, that's kind of a neat story. Those guys, they made like $300,000 on a Kickstarter campaign with that thing, and then we ended up taking it national, and now it's in the pet section, which is kind of unusual. This was one of my first ones with Product Scouts. I was actually at a trade show, and one of my scouts that I'd never met in person, but he emailed all the time, we were going to meet for the first time. So we were out, having beverages, and he talking about different products, and he says, oh, I've got a cane. I didn't show it to you because I didn't think it fit the criteria. Well, I had just literally that Friday been in a meeting where we were talking about the canes, the hurricane and the other canes, and we were talking about how we might want to look for a cane. And so he said, and I'm like, the cane? I do want to see the cane. And he showed me the cane. It was a deal really quick, and it was the first Scout rollout, because I came up with the Scout program, and it was the first one where we got to pay a guy, and that was very fun. It was a fun thing for me to have that happen. That's the 60-second salad. The magic mesh is breaking all the rules. Let me answer questions. Any questions? Yeah. You can flip it, and that might be the last slide.
Last slide.
Yeah.
Which As Seen on TV company do you decide to partner with, and how's that decision made?
It's based a lot on relationships. The As Seen on TV community is like a small dysfunctional family. There are relationships that are long-standing. There are some family line relationships. And there's some companies that I call, they're like having a pet lion. You know, you can pet the lion and it's really cool to say you've got one, but you don't want him to bite. You know he's wild. And so it's based on the time. It's based on what we know everybody's working on. I'm at the front end of the process, so I'm here looking for, you know, sifting through the funnel for what do we want to test.
Yeah.
My partners are working on those relationships, and they talk every week. There's conversations. My process is every Thursday at 10 a.m. I physically go into the office. It's the only time I'm in the office. It's Thursday at 10 a.m. And I'm physically in a meeting where we're looking at the top 10 to 20 products of the week and that are new. And then we're organizing all the other ones, whatever stage of the testing process they're in. We're organizing them, we're talking about them. Sometimes they're coming to our office, sometimes our people are going to their offices. So it's all over the map. Sometimes people like one another, sometimes they're kind of mad at one another. You know, sometimes somebody just launched something similar, so you don't want that to be for them, it has to go to somebody else. It's all kind of weird things. And that's what we do. That's why you want us in the loop. Because that's what we're doing. We're only making money if we make it happen.
Right, we had Steve Silber here
Yeah.
from Top Dog. He seemed like a really good guy, but then we've also had, in more than one instance, the Telebrands people because they knock everything off and people that have been ripped off by them. But they're all part of that family, right?
Yeah, they are. Top Dog would be more of a company that I would call more of a direct competitor who will launch. They do more like what I do, where you're a finder, you're finding products and testing it. Telebrands is really more of a rollout partner. They're really not good at talking to inventors. That's not what they do. They will, and you'll go in the process. You can submit to them, but they really want a queued up product. They want something already tested that's queued up, because they're good at getting product in Walmart, and they're good at running a nationwide media campaign. They're $1 billion company. They know what they're doing operationally, so that's where they're really strong. But you can go to anybody direct, and you can go to anybody, and we might partner up on the back end, and you'll never even know, because it really doesn't affect your royalty, whether I'm in the deal or not in the deal. You're still going to get the same 1 to 5% range, depending on a lot of factors, you know, as you will. So, you know, and that's why if you go to Top Dog and they see it first and it's a big winner, but I didn't see it, well, I'm like, darn, I missed that one. I'd rather you come to me first.
She's here first.
How
How's the magic thing doing?
Okay, let me go to you.
The
Magic thing.
screen, how's it doing?
Oh, that Magic Mash is breaking all the records.
Because I saw it recently.
Normally 1 to 5 years is the life cycle. Everybody that's touched that was before my time. Can you go back to that slide? Everybody that's touched Magic Mash has made at least $1 million. Everyone. It's before my time. But I have the Product Scout program because the Magic Mesh was found by my partner's father, who was on vacation in Australia, and he happened to be flipping through a direct mail catalog and saw the Magic Mesh and thought, that's pretty interesting, I'm going to show it to my son. Sent it to the son's like, yeah, tested it, succeeded, got the right partners involved, and it's just been, so I thought to myself, what, your father was looking through a direct mail catalog? It was under the radar. Some inventor had gotten it manufactured, got it in direct mail catalogs, and ended up getting paid big. He's getting paid big too. But somebody said something about, well, they knock off everybody. Telebrands and any company does not want to knock off an inventor. They really don't. Now, they don't work and play well with others all the time for sure. But they want inventors that'll take the deal. And I have a whole chapter in here about the Balloon Bonanza guy. I tried to get him to take a deal. I begged him to take a deal. And I told him exactly in emails what's going to happen, and he didn't want to take a deal. He told the big king no. And I'm not justifying it. It's not right. I'm not in favor of it. But it's the world we live in. And I'm just trying to make money, and I want other people to make money too. And I do not want to be in a legal battle. I've never been in one, and I don't want to be in one. Okay, I know you're right. Let me go with you, because you...
No, I got a call from a guy who said, hey, I'm from As Seen on TV. I saw
Yes.
your product online. So who is this guy?
Who knows? To me, that's misrepresenting the thing. That's like saying, I'm calling from hardware.com.
Right.
And I'm calling from sportinggood.com. I'm here with grocery delivery. What does that mean? Who is that? Now, it could be a company that got the name As Seen on TV, like the store As Seen on TV. That's just a company, a businessman that said, I'm gonna create a store, and I'm gonna call it As Seen on TV, and I'm gonna sell As Seen on TV products. That's all it is. And so when somebody calls like that, I'm like, you're from As Seen on TV. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But how
Internal
do we
Revenue
know that
Department.
they're from Unseen?
Well, it's probably somebody
That's
that
a
works in
service.
the industry, but who they are and are they, I don't know. I mean, if you tell me, if you talk to them and you tell me their name, I know the legitimate players, and I'll tell you straight.
Well,
You know.
his website was As Seen on TV Productions.
Okay, I believe that remember Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank Season 1? Kevin made millions of dollars in the 1980s and hasn't had a winner since, but he's still very wealthy because of all the money he made in the category, and he did do a lot. He almost licensed our product at an Impact show back 20 years ago. But, so he puts his name on everything now, and he's like a celebrity endorser, and people will sometimes call and go, oh, you know, he's looking at the product. He's just like any other celebrity endorser, it doesn't mean anything. But he has a company that has paid him to put his name on it, and I believe they're called As Seen on TV or Lightning Launch or something like that. And they may or may not be able to help you, I don't know. To me, if your test succeeds, that's good, no matter who did it. If it fails, try again, that's the way it happens.
And so if your product is very successful with one of these As Seen on TV product, like the experience that I told you before, so now you're successful, you made the money for a year or two.
Yeah.
But you know the life cycle of your product is more than that. And then all of a sudden, that company stopped the money they spend on commercials or in commercials. And of course, the sales go down,
Yes.
both online and in the stores.
Yes.
So is there any way to prevent that down the road?
No, the only way you can prevent it is you've got to take that product, when the rights come back to you. If you think that the sales are going down, they're doing it because it's reached the top of the bell curve. Because when a product is as far along as yours was, the sales are predictable. They are directly related to media buy. And whenever they become like not related to media buy because less people are buying it, even though you're spending the same amount of money, that tells a company, any company, that sales are going down. It's on the farther side of the bell curve. So what that tells me is I'm gonna have to spend the same amount of money I'm spending, which is a lot, only I'm going to get less sales now because the product may reach at the end of its life cycle. And in As Seen on TV, that happens very fast, 1 to 5 years. So, you know, it's just, you're not, as the inventor, product owner, you can't really impact that other than to call them up and say, hey, I noticed my product's on the other side of the bell curve. I recognize that. Can you just release the rights back to me? Or you can say, you know, you can know that your royalty checks are going to get lower, and so you need to be coming up with another product, or you need to get another deal to happen, and that is the same problem I have and every company has too. You know, once your royalty checks start going low, ding, 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 they're going to end at some point. I better do something else to have some cash,
Right.
or I'm not going to have any cash. So it's just the way it is. Product launches have the bell curve. Okay. Okay, Stuart, do the question.
Any more questions?
Do you have international product?
All international stuff is easy, yes. We have a whole international, that's on the back part of it, and yes, that's all included. Yeah,
The licensing agreement has time limits on it.
absolutely.
Right.
Every licensing agreement should have a time limit, no matter what category you're in. I like 2 years, 3 years is okay. As long as the money's rolling in, you want it to renew, auto renewal, as long as minimum thresholds are built. I have a blog about main term things that you want included in your licensing agreement, and term limits, and minimum royalties are definitely very important.
And that blog's on the Willard launch, right?
I think it's on the Inventive Ideas.
Okay, so.
Yeah, if you
Again,
email
another
me, I
place
can
you should get
send
and
it to
follow
you.
her blog, because there's a lot of good information, as you said, you publish it, make it available.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I love it when you like my stuff, share my stuff, say nice things. I got a few crazy stalkers out there, so. Okay, well, any more?
Couple more, and
Yeah.
then what we're
I'll
gonna do
stay
is
as
gonna
long as you
have,
need.
that's fine. We're gonna have the quick raffle for a few mugs. Then Carrie's gonna
I got these.
have books over here, and she's gonna stick around for a few minutes. All right?
So, maybe a half hour or so. So, I'd like something,
$19
Carrie,
online.
I need some help. I need you to draw 3 numbers.
Three
Right.
numbers.
3 of these high-quality mugs.
Are they the
New
defective
ones,
ones with the
those are new
misspelling?
ones.
and
These are new ones,
Yeah,
baby.
new ones.
All right, go ahead.